Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cryptonews Weekly Roundup. Your hosts here, Zahab and Rachel Wolfson. Guys, last time we spoke to you 1 week ago, we really hoped, we did some praying, we did some begging that the market would be a little bit better, and things were pretty bad. We've regained a little bit of traction. We've got a little bit of green on the board, but a couple days ago, and as always, we're recording on a Thursday, a couple days ago on Monday, Tuesday, and earlier morning, yesterday on Wednesday, it was looking like a bloodbath. It was bad. Time to get into the price action. Before that, Rachel, how are you back in SF? How's the West Coast treating you?
Yeah, doing well, Matt. Back in SF, trying to readjust to this time zone, but the weather here has been amazing, so that's the good part.
I love that. Very jealous. I'm freezing my you-know-what off in Toronto. Time for the price action. Bitcoin is down 3% this week to 80,000, just under 80 at 79.k, and hit the low 70s, which we will get into in a hot second. Ethereum, the biggest loser of the week, still keeps getting hammered, down 15 ticks to 1,500. XRP is down 3% to $1.95 per Ripple. And Solana is down just 4% to 109 per Sol. Also broke the $100 mark for a hot minute as well. Everything else is pretty similar or untouched throughout the week, and things were much worse, as I said, before Trump's Wednesday announcements on tariffs. However, as this is the weekly roundup, Rachel, we're going to kick it off. We're going to go right back to Sunday, and we're going to give you guys the sort of TLDR on what happened, and we'll kick it off with Bill Ackman, the billionaire, calling for a 90-day pause on Trump's tariffs. And again, this is back on Sunday.
Exactly, Matt. Yeah, so let's do this day by day. So basically on Sunday, Bitcoin dipped below $75,000 with altcoins such as Solana, XRP, and Dogecoin each falling by around 20% from Sunday to Monday earlier this week. Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies endured steep losses as global financial markets reeled from escalating trade tensions. The sudden decline has broken key technical support levels, raising concerns about further downside risks in the short term.
And that was on Sunday. Fast forward 24 hours later to Monday, crypto liquidations surpassed 1.3 billion as the markets continued on Black Monday. It was a brutal correction, what was being dubbed as the second Black Monday, with total liquidations exceeding 1.36 billion. Bitcoin fell to nearly 75k, and this happened along with the global stock markets following Trump's Liberation Day tariffs. It caused an absolute shit show. We felt more pain on Tuesday, even more pain on Wednesday morning. Things were looking catastrophic. And then, Rachel, on Wednesday, it all turned around.
Yeah, crazy stuff here. So on Wednesday, Bitcoin topped $82,000 as ETH and XRP jumped 13% due to Trump's tariff pause. So the S&P 500 jumped 9.5% to mark its best day since 2008, while the crypto market cap rose 5.9% to $2.68 trillion. The crypto market rebounded on Thursday after President Trump unexpectedly paused a set of new trade tariffs for 90 days, triggering a broad-based recovery across digital assets and equities. Bitcoin briefly climbed 9% to around $82,500 before falling to $81,700 in the past 24 hours, while Ethereum surged 13.4% to $1,611. XRP also rose 13%, while other altcoins also posted double-digit gains. Crazy stuff. The move follows several days of steep declines across global markets, where rising trade tensions has sparked heavy losses in stocks and crypto alike.
Yeah, well said there. Pretty wild stuff. In the last of the crazy sort of trade news for the week, there is now a full-on tariff war between the two biggest economies in the world, China and USA. The Chinese government announced yesterday, on Wednesday, April 9th, that it will impose a dramatic increase on U.S. imports, raising the tariffs from 34% to 84%, a whopping 50% gain. That is absolutely wild. Bitcoin experienced a sharp drop following the announcement, and the latest retaliatory move from China comes in response to recent actions by the U.S., which the Orange Man himself, Donald Trump, imposed 104% tariffs on Chinese goods on April 9. This was literally one day before he announced the move, and we will see more tariffs over the next coming weeks as well. It is a full-on tariff war between China and USA, and hopefully it just remains a tariff war and does not escalate to anything further. Enough about the policy and TradFi world. Now we're getting into some good old crypto stuff, coming in hot with Mantra and RWA adoption.
Yeah, let's talk about this, Matt. So, Mantra Chain, which is a security first RWA Layer 1 blockchain, has announced the launch of a new multi-million-dollar ecosystem fund. The blockchain's Mantra Ecosystem Fund, called MEF, is a $108 million investment initiative aimed at fostering the growth and adoption of real world asset innovation. This is obviously a huge trend that we're seeing this year, so this is really great news.
Yeah, this is awesome. RWA is truly popping off, and huge job by the Mantra team, who is one of the leaders, if not the leader in the space. Ripple. I still don't know how Ripple's such a big blockchain, guys. Don't know how it's in that top 5. Currently number 4, and they're somehow making moves. They've acquired prime broker Hidden Road for $1.25 billion. Wowza. This is to expand its reach into institutional finance and positioning itself at the center of cross-market infra. In a press release shared with Cryptonews, Ripple called the acquisition one of the largest in the digital asset space, making it the first crypto firm to own and operate a global multi-asset prime broker. Hidden Road provides institutional clients with services such as prime brokerage, clearing, FX, digital assets, derivatives, swaps, and you name it. Candidly, Rachel, I've never even heard of Digital Road, and they reportedly clear $3 trillion annually and serve more than 300 financial institutions. Just goes to show how big the financial world is. Someone who clears $3 trillion annually, and I've never even heard of them. Don't know if you have either. Absolutely wild. Moving forward, the US DOJ back in the news, shaking things up, this time in a good way. Back at it again.
Exactly, Matt. So the U.S. Department of Justice has formally disbanded its National Crypto Enforcement Team. In a 4-page internal memo issued Monday evening, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche notified DOJ staff that the unit, once tasked with spearheading high-profile crypto-related investigations, has been dissolved effective immediately.
Yeah, we'd love to see that. No more nonsense, only going after the terrible folks and not just people who are trying to build. Probably besides the tariff stuff, Rachel, the most surprising piece of news of the week, I guess is the correct way to put it. Pakistan has appointed Binance co-founder and one of the crypto goats, Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ, the man himself, as a strategic advisor to its crypto council, in a move that signals growing interest in integrating digital assets into its financial system. CZ, again, one of the GOATs, will guide the council on key areas including regulation, infra, education, and adoption, according to a statement from Pakistan's finance ministry. Good for CZ and the team. Moving forward, and very quickly, Soul Strategies. We love the team at Soul Strategies. Leo Wald, crushing it as CEO. Tony G, ex-owner and chairman of Cryptonews.com as well. They just released their March update, had an absolutely huge month. They now stake 3.39 million Solana, which is worth 552 million Canadian. They acquired a validator, Lane Validator, and Stakewis.com. They have Firedancer running on 2 validators, and they added 24,000 SOL to the treasury. And they also brought on Michael Hubbard on board. Huge shout out to, of course, Soul Strategies. And they continue to pave the way as being the MicroStrategy of Solana. Some pretty wild news this week as well. Rachel, VanEck confirms that China and Russia are no longer settling. Well, they are, but they started settling energy trades in Bitcoin, which is pretty darn cool to see.
Yeah, Matt, let's talk about it. VanEck confirms China and Russia's use of Bitcoin for energy trade settlement, signaling a pivotal shift in global de-dollarization efforts. The revelation comes amid a broader trend of de-dollarization, particularly accelerated by the Trump admin's aggressive tariff strategies targeting China and EU.
Yeah, great for crypto adoption. No better asset. Maybe Tether, but still great that they're using crypto. And the last piece of news of the week, our second big acquisition of the week. I don't think we have a dollar tag on this yet, but Magic Eden, the NFT marketplace, said that they have acquired crypto trading platform Slingshot. In a press release with Cryptonews, the Magic Eden team said that this will enable them to move away from being an NFT and digital asset platform as they plan to become more of a extensive and all-encompassing trading platform in crypto. This is huge as Slingshot offers simple methods to buy crypto and do cross-chain swaps and trading with a no bridging solution. This is massive as NFTs have still sort of struggled since the 2021 boom. Rachel, another week. This was one of the more wild weeks that I've been a part of. Probably in my life, I have clocked way too many hours on crypto Twitter this week, Crypto X. Way too much time on Reddit, way too much watching the news. The Trump stuff was absolutely wild. Hopefully next week it's a little more chill and we can see some green on the board, as we are still in hurting territory. But as always, love doing this with you. Listeners, if you guys enjoyed this one, please do hammer that subscribe button and give us a like. We're on whatever platform you're watching. We will see you on the next one. Have a great weekend. Go touch some grass, and hopefully we can grow those bags together. See you guys.
Well said, Matt. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Bye.
See you guys. Ciao.